hope I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, actually it depends upon the contents of the lesson also.
Yeah.
And let's see. How many slides you made?
I think there are 23. 23,
20,
24.
23 are too
But
much.
there are
Yeah.
20 stanzas.
Oh my God.
20 stanzas, yeah.
Yes. Madam has joined, I think.
Yes, Meenakshi, please start.
Kanya?
It's almost ready. Please start.
Yes. A pleasant good morning to one and all. I, Dr. Meenakshi Vasnik, on behalf of the cluster institution, heartily welcome our respected organizers of the lecture series of BA First Year, Semester 1, Compulsory English, Dr. Pranoti Chakravarti Madam, President Click, Dr. Urmila Dabir, Principal, RAJKUMAR KEWAL RAMANI KANYA MAHAVIDYALAY Nagpur, Dr. Usha Sakure, Principal, MANOHARRAO KAMDI MAHAVIDYALAY Nagpur, and Dr. Shraddha Anil Kumar Madam, Principal, DAYANAND ARYA MAHAVIDYALAY Nagpur. I heartily welcome the coordinators of the lecture series, Dr. Sujata Chakravarti Madam and Dr. Madhavi Mohil Madam in today's session. I feel great pleasure to welcome to our enthusiastic students in today's lecture. Today is the 8th day of the consistent lecture series of BA first semester, and today we have with us a very diligent and an ardent educator, Dr. Megha Ramteke, Madam. I take this opportunity to introduce to you to Dr. Ramteke. Dr. Megha Ramteke is working as an Associate Professor, Department of English, Dr. Madhukar Rao Vasnik PWS Arts, Commerce and Science College, Nagpur. Dr. Megha Ramteke is an Associate Professor in English. Yeah, okay. She has 16 years of teaching experience at UG and PG level. The topic of her doctoral research is Female Sensibility in Elizabeth Gaskell novels. She has completed one minor research project on Victorian women novelist. She has published more than 20 research papers in several national and international journals of repute. She has been working on several academic bodies of the college, and Madam has also been working as a member of IQAC and NAC core committee. So with immense exultation, I feel highly honored to call upon to Dr. Megha Ramteke Madam to deliver her insightful presentation on the topic, A Walk by Moonlight by Henry Desrosiers, taken from the Poetry section, Unit 2. Over to you, Madam, Dr. Ramteke.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to thank Reverend Dr. Pranati Chakravarti Madam, President CLEEK, Dr. Urmila Dabir Madam, Principal, Rajkumar KEWAL RAMANI KANYA MAHAVIDYALAY, Dr. Usha Sakure Madam, Principal, MANOHARRAO KAMDI MAHAVIDYALAY, and Dr. Shraddha Naidu Madam, Principal, DAYANAND KANYA MAHAVIDYALAY, the organizers of this online lecture series on BA Semester 1. I would also like to thank the coordinators, respected Dr. Sujata Chakravarti Madam, Dr. Meenakshi Madam, and Madhu Mohri Madam. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this wonderful endeavor. Today I will discuss about a poem entitled A Walk by Moonlight by Henry Desrosiers. I would like to share my presentation, my screen. Yes, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Madam, it's visible. You can start.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So today we are going to discuss a very beautiful poem, A Walk by Moonlight by Henry Desrosiers. Let's discuss about the poet first. This poem is written by Henry Louis Vivian Desrosiers. Henry Louis Vivian Desrosiers was an Indian poet and teacher. He had British nationality, but he had Indian citizenship. Many considered him as an Anglo-Indian poet and writer, but he considered himself as an Indian citizen. He was born in Calcutta, Bengal Presidency, British India. He joined the Hindu College as a teacher in English literature and history at Calcutta in 1826 at the age of 17. He was one of the first Indian educators to disseminate the Western learning and science among young Bengal men. He was a radical thinker and the leader of Young Bengal movement. He was a non-conformist. Sorry, he was a nonconformist and he was a very liberal thinker, a free thinker. And he believed that we should not accept the ideas, the established ideas, and the social norms blindly without questioning them. In fact, he used to encourage his students to form the debate club to discuss these ideas to bring about a social change. And he encouraged his students to be free thinkers, and he propagated the spirit of liberty, equality, and fraternity. And his ideas, his activities gave momentum to intellectual revolution in Bengal, which came to be known as Young Bengal movement. And he was a leader of that movement. And his young followers were literally known as the Derosians, and they were the fiery patriots at that time. And his ideas also influenced the Bengal Renaissance, the social movement in the early 19th century Bengal. So he was a very big, important literary figure at that time, and he was the leader of these movements in early 19th century Bengal. He also tried to improve the conditions of peasants and movements. So he was dedicated to bring about good social change in Bengal at that time. His poems like To India, My Native Land, and the Fakir of Changira are regarded as patriotic poems. And he was influenced by his contemporary writers and poets like Keats, John Keats, Shelley, and Byron. And his poetry are considered to be, influenced by romantic poetry. Derosier died of cholera at the age of 22 on 26 December 1831 in Calcutta. He died very young, because died of cholera at the age of only 22. Um, let's see. The poem, A Walk by Moonlight, it is a poem written by Henry de Roosevelt. It recounts an experience he had last night walking by moonlight, and he relates about his walk back home on a moonlit night with his friends whom he loved and esteemed and who were like minded. He vividly describes the profound and divine effects of this experience on his mind and how it changes his approach to life and nature. So let's begin with the poem. The very first stanza I would like to read out. A Walk by Moonlight. Last night it was a lovely night, and I was very blessed. Shall it not be for memory a happy spot to rest? Last night. It feels as if he is recounting a story, an experience, an episode or incident he came across last night. And he says that it was a very lovely night. And he feels that he was blessed that he had come across that experience, that beautiful experience. And he asks one question: Shall it not be for memory a happy spot to rest? A happy spot to rest, a pleasant moment or experience to be cherished forever, and a beautiful moment, a beautiful hour, a beautiful, lovely memory to be, cherished and deposited in the memory. And whenever we are going through our ups and downs of life, we can repose in those beautiful memories stored in our memory that we have come across in our past. So he is asking the question that this beautiful experience, this beautiful moment that he had while walking by the moonlit night, yesterday night with his friends, isn't it a happy spot, a beautiful memory, a pleasant moment or experience to be stored in his memory, to be cherished forever and reposing during the ups and downs of his life? So this is the very first stanza. Let's move to the next stanza. And in the next stanza, he himself answers the question he has posed in the first stanza, and he says, yes, there are in the backward past soft hours to which we turn, hours which at distance mildly shine and shine on, but never burn. So he says that yes, in our past, if we go down the memory lane, we'll find that there are some soft hours, some beautiful moments and experiences, the lovely memories that we have come across in our past. So when we go down the memory line, we can recount, we can get back to those soft hours and beautiful memories. And these are the hours which at distance mildly shine on, but never burn. This is that when on, over the course of time, these memories might can become less bright or maybe not that clear. But yeah, they don't burn, they don't die away, and they remain there forever, and they keep shining forever. So he says that these so beautiful memories, those pleasant moments, those soft hours become a part of our life, our memory, and they always remain there in our life, in our memory, and we can turn to them anytime whenever we feel sad, and we can feel, we can rejoice with those memories, beautiful hours in our memory. So in the second stanza is talking about the soft hours that we have in our memory, and we have experienced in our past. One more thing, these stanzas you can see, these are four-line stanzas, which is called a quatrain, and the second line is rhyming with the fourth line. In each stanza, we'll find the same pattern. Let's move on to the next stanza. And some of these were just a night across my path were thrown, which made my heart so very light, I think it could have flown. He's telling us about effect of those beautiful experiences he has come across yesternight, last night, the memories, the beautiful memories which have been thrown across this path. So he says that some of these, but yesternight across my path were thrown. So those beautiful memories were experienced just a night before, yesternight, the last night, which made my heart so very light. I think it could have flown. So he says that those memories, those experiences, those pleasant moments or soft hours are so beautiful that after experiencing them, his heart has become so carefree, cheerful, merry, and playful, so very light that he feels that even his heart could have flown. He is feeling so blessed, so delighted, cheerful, and carefree. Such was the effect of those beautiful experiences and beautiful, pleasant moments and soft hours he has experienced last night. It seems as if he is continuing with his story, and he further says, I had been out to see a friend with whom others saw, like minds to like minds ever tend, an universal law. He says that I went out to see one of my friends, and when I went to see my friend, I saw that there were some more friends, and all these friends are like-minded. And he says that like-minded people tend to be in company with the like-minded people, as it is a universal law. As we say that the birds of a feather flock together, and it is an universal law. Yeah, it is a common principle. Universal law here means the common principle or opinion accepted across time, cultures, and locations, and we all believe in this, that yeah, like-minded people like to be together. And here he says that we all friends are together, we are like-minded, and we are enjoying this moment together. So this is how he is telling us that how he came by that beautiful experience last night, and while walking by moonlight with his friends. And when we were returning home, Tom, who will walk with me a little way, I said, and lo, I street was joined by three. So he says that after seeing his friend, he says that when he was returning, when he was coming back home, he just offered a little walk to his friends, and his friends were immediately ready to accompany him, to join him on that little walk by moonlight. And he's expressing his wonder and surprise, as there is a word low. It means it is a word which is used to call attention or to express wonder and surprise. So as he invites his friends on that walk, he says that lo, See, I was joined by my friends immediately. I straight was joined by three. So he was immediately joined by three friends of his on that walk by moonlight. Three whom I loved, two had high thoughts and were in age my peers, and one was young but oh, endeared as much as youth endears. So now he's telling about his friends, and he says that three of his friends whom I loved, um, two had high thoughts and were in age my peers. So two of these friends, three friends joined him on this walk, and two of these friends were of the same age, and they were having the same level of thoughts as he had, and because they were same in age and in maturity, we can say. And but one of these friends, one of these three friends, was very young, and he says that yeah, he is young and at the same time endeared, loved, and admired by us. Just like the young days, the youth endears us the same way. This young friend of them endears them. So he is a very loving and charming young friend. So with these three friends, he starts his work by the moonlight. After talking about his friends, in the very next stanza, he has moved on to, to talking about the beautiful moon that he saw yesterday while walking with his friends by moonlight. And he says, the moon stood silent in the sky and looked upon our earth. The clouds divided, passing by in homage to her world. Now you can see even in the pictures of the moon, and then the beautiful moon, he is describing the moon. And it seems as if the moon is the monarch in the sky and is standing alone like a king, silently, and it is looking upon the earth. Here again, I would like to tell you that here the moon has been personified here as if it is the monarch standing alone, silently in the sky, looking upon the earth, and that is a beautiful imagery the poet has brought about in this particular stanza. We can visualize the whole scene in our mind and imagine. So yes, this is a very important feature that I find in this poem, and that is the use of beautiful imagery in this stanza. So he says that the moon stood silent in the sky and looked upon our earth. The clouds divided, passing by in homage to her worth. The clouds, you can look at this in the picture. The clouds who were passing by, they have divided because they want to pay their homage, their respect, honor, or admiration to the moon, to the dignity and excellence and the worthiness of the moon. They are acknowledging the worth and dignity and excellence of the moon. So here we can see that the moon is very beautiful, and the clouds are paying homage to their majesty, the moon standing in the sky like monarch. And here the clouds have been personified. The personification is very auspicious in here, and yeah, the beautiful imagery is also there. There was a dance among the leaves, rejoicing at her power, who rose for them of silver wreaths within one mystic hour. Now, the poet is talking about the effects of the beautiful moon, the moonlight, on the other parts of the nature, and here he is talking about the leaves. And he sees that it seems as if there is a kind of dance among the leaves, and they are rejoicing at her power. They are rejoicing with the beautiful, effect, the beautiful light of the moon on them, and they are looking silver. It seems as if they have dressed themselves into silver robes, and these robes are made out of as if the silver fabric, and they are looking silver. That is the effect of the moonlight on these leaves, and they are rejoicing, they are happy, they are delighted, they are joyful, and as if there is a dance among these leaves, and they are so happy, joyful, and delighted at the power of the moon, the beautiful moon, who robes for them of silver wreaths within one mystic hour. So these leaves are looking silver as if they are dressed up in the silver robes, and that particular hour is looking very mystic. Mystic here can be described as spiritual, transcendental, something very obscure, difficult to explain. But that why this hour is feeling so beautiful, magical, delightful. So that is the spiritual hour in which we can experience this beautiful, effect of moonlight on the leaves. Yeah, so in this stanza we can see the effect of the beautiful moonlight on the leaves. There was a song among the waves, hymning her influence, that low-breathed minstrelsy, which binds the soul to thought intense. Now in this stanza we can see the effect of the moonlight, the beautiful moonlight on the wings. And the poet says that it seems as if there is a kind of music, there is a kind of song in the winds, and it seems as if the winds are singing the songs of praise, praise in her influence. In her influence here, we are talking about the moon, the influence of the moon, and the moon, the majesty. It is like a monarch for the nature standing in the sky, and everybody is just praising, admiring the influence, the beauty, the worthiness, the magnificence of the moon standing in the sky. And here again, we are talking about just like the leaves. Here, the wings are also singing in praise of the beauty and the magnificence of the moon, which is looking very beautiful and magnificent. That low-breeded minstrelsy which binds the soul to thought and sense, intense. So here, the song, the music, or the sound of the winds, it's very soft and sacred and very low sound. We can imagine here again. We can see that there is an imagery, auditory imagery is used here. We can literally imagine the sound, the beautiful music coming through the winds in this beautiful mystic hour the poet is experiencing in this beautiful hour. So one word is here minstrelsy. Here minstrelsy, or we can describe as the song, the music, or the poetry, which is created, produced by the winds in this beautiful hour, and they are also singing in praise. They are praising, admiring. They are singing in praise of the beautiful influence of the moon standing in the sky. So, and he says the last line is very important. Here he says that the effect is such that it binds the soul to thought and dance. Here it seems that the soul of the poet has been awakened, and he is deeply engrossed yeah, in the deep, intense thoughts. He is having deep thoughts, and he is spiritually awakened, and it seems as if he is gradually shaking off his mundane, earthly existence and entering into a very spiritual world, a spiritual existence, and therefore this whole experience has become very magical and beautiful. So that is the effect of moonlight on the poet and the other parts of the nature. And there was something in the night that with its magic wound us, for we not only saw, but felt the moonlight around us. Now the poet is describing the effect of this moonlight on himself, upon the friends who are walking under this moonlight. And he says that there was something magical in this night. Now, something magical, there's something obscure that we cannot explain, something mystic, something very spiritual. And such was the magic of this moonlight that we felt as if that moonlight has been, we have been wrapped or entwined with this moonlight, because not only could we see that moonlight with our eyes, but we could have felt that moonlight around us. Such was the effect, such was the magic of that moonlight. So again, here we can feel the imagery. Here we can feel feel that effect of moonlight around us. So he says that that was that magical effect in that night, that we can not only see but we can feel that moonlight around us. It seems as if everything around him in the nature and the moonlight itself has come alive, and it has its own voice. It has its own life, and you can feel that. You can become one with that effect, and the whole experience was very magical and mystique. How vague are all the mysteries which bind us to our earth? How far they send into the heart their tones of holy mirth? Yeah. Vague here means very unclear and hazy, and the mysteries means puzzles or the readers. Here he is talking about the experiences he's going through in that beautiful night, and he is describing them as something as the mysteries which are not clear, which are a little bit hazy, very difficult to explain. He cannot explain that why those experiences are so magical, so mysterious. But he says that yeah, these are the parts of the nature, the mysteries of the nature, the experiences that he is going through that bind us to the earth. Here is talking about the nature, how we are bound to earth. Every part of the nature reminds us that we are the part of this nature, and we are deeply allied, associated with this nature, and we should understand that, we should realize that. And this poem is also a kind of wake up call to us, that to get back to nature, try to understand, try to feel this magical effect of nature. And yeah, we are also a part of this nature, we are bound to this nature, and you should not forget it. How far they send into the heart their tones of holy mirth. Yes, every part of this nature, the beautiful part of this nature, it is extending a feeling of holy mirth, a sacred joy, a pleasant, beautiful, feeling. And he says that this beautiful feeling, this holy mirth, this sacred joy, delight, joyful experience is so deep, and that is going straight deep into the heart and heart of the poet. So he says that his experience is very deep and profound. His effect is very deep and profound. Here, tones we can say can be defined as the feelings or the emotions aroused by the song and the sound of these uh, songs of the winds. So he says that the music, the song that is experiencing in that beautiful hour has very sacred effect and joyful effect on him. So the whole experience is very beautiful and magical. How lovely are the phantoms dim, which bless that better sight, that man enjoys when proud he stands in his own spirit's light. So when he is experiencing this beautiful hour, it seems as if the whole nature, every part of this nature has come alive to the poet. The poet can actually feel it. And he says that it seems as if there are some spirits. This word phantoms here means the spirits, and it seems as if there are the spirits in the nature, the whole nature has come alive, and these spirits are blessing this site. This site has become even more beautiful. They are glorifying this beautiful site, and it has become very delightful. And he says in this hour of spiritual awakening, that man enjoys when proud, and when proud he stands in his own spirit's light. Here the word was spirit's light. I would like to describe them as a spiritual awakening leading to enlightenment, bliss, and here the person can step back and awake to life with a new sense of being and finding oneself very much alive. Yes, yeah, this is a moment when the poet feels that there is a kind of spiritual awakening, there is a kind of enlightenment, there is a kind of bliss, and the person, the man, should step back, get away from the mundane and earthly life, and should experience it. And the person can feel that he has he has a new life with a new sense of being, and a person can feel himself to be very much alive when you are spiritually awakened in this magical moment of the nature the poet is experiencing. So yeah, this is the stanza about spiritual awakening. And when we have this kind of spiritual awakening, we feel enlightened, and we can experience this kind of bliss. He says that we can stand proud. A man stands proud, and he enjoys that moment in that light of spiritual awakening. When, like a thing that is not ours, this earthliness goes by, and we behold the spiritual needs of all that cannot die. Yes, he says that when, like a thing that is not ours, this earthliness goes by, here he is telling us now that how this earthliness here means the worldliness, the mundaneness of this world, the materialistic world, which can be put in contrast to the heavenly and spiritual world the poet is experiencing in this beautiful hour of night. And he says that gradually, slowly, this ugliness, this mundaneness, this worldliness is going by. He is shaking off this materialistic, values in this mundane world, and he is, going closer to the world which is full of spirituality, and there is a kind of spiritual awakening. And he says that these spiritual values, these divine, sacred, and holy values that we can experience, and that have come, the person can become conscious of these values, the spiritualness inside him. This feeling, these values can never die. They are eternal. They are permanent. They will always remain with you. And this is the time. This is the time. This poem is a kind of reminder for us that we need to get conscious about those values, and get back to those spiritual values. And we should go away from this earthliness, worldliness, or mundaneness of this materialistic world. So here the poet is talking about the effect of this beautiful experience, that how his earthliness is going away, and he is getting closer to his spiritualness, and he can experience that divine, sacred, and holy, feeling inside him. It is when we understand the voice which in the night wind sings, and feel the mystic melody played on the forest strings. So he says that when you are spiritually awakened, when you are enlightened, and when you have this feeling of bliss inside you, it is the moment that you can understand the voice that is there in the night wind, the wind that blows at night. So he is walking by moonlight in the night, and now he can understand that voice. It is the voice of the nature around him. The nature has come alive. The voice that we can hear in the winds blowing in that night. So he said that when you are spiritually awakened, when your conscious mind is awakened, only then you can understand the voice of this nature, the voice of the song, the song or the music which is being played in this beautiful night in the through the winds. So he says that that song, that music of the winds, the night wind, it is a mystic melody. Mystic again is the spiritual, transcendental music. That music, that song is very spiritual, magical, and transcendental. And he says it seems as if the whole forest has turned into a musical instrument, and the nature is playing that song on the strings of this musical instrument of forest. So it is a beautiful explanation of the nature of the forest, and the whole effect is very mystic and magical. And again, I would like to emphasize that the poet is appealing us to get back to spirituality, and is emphasizing spiritual awakening even in this stanza as well. The silken language of the stars becomes the tongue we speak, and when we read the sympathy that bells the young moon's cheek. Yes. So after going through this beautiful, magical, spiritual experience, now he's talking about the stars, the effects of the stars, and he says that as if the stars are also alive, and they have been personified here as if they are speaking, and the language is very silken. Silken here means very soft, lustrous like silk. When you are spiritually awakened, yeah, you will find this kind of effect even in your tone, in your tongue, in your language. And he says that after going through this experience, even the tongue, the language of ours has also become the same. He says that the silken language of the stars becomes the tongue we speak. And then we read the sympathy that fills the young moon's cheek. Yeah, at the end, now he's talking about the moons, and he says that there is a kind of, a feeling of compassion, solace, and comfort, sympathy on the cheeks of moon, as if here the moon is also personified, and he has that kind of feeling of compassion, sympathy, and solace and comfort on his cheeks, and we can read that. We can read that feeling on the moon. The whole nature, every part of the nature has come alive, and they all are expressing something, the feeling and the emotions. And when we become one with the nature, when we are spiritually awakened, we can literally read those emotions and feelings of the nature. We can become one with them. We can relate with them. So here, one more word: pales the young moon's cheek. Pales your means turns white, and he says those feelings of sympathy has turned the moon's color as white, as we can see in the picture as well. So here he is talking about the stars and the moons, and as if they have come alive, and they are also having those feelings and emotions, expressing their emotions, and we can understand them after becoming one with nature, after being spiritually alive. Okay, and getting away from our mundane, worldly life, and closer to the spiritual existence. The inward eye is open then to glories which in dreams visit the sleeper's couch in robes woven of the rainbow's beams. In the inward eye, I would like to describe these two words. The inward eye means the depth of our hearts, where we often see memories or visualize something closing our other two eyes. So he says that in our hearts, with the depth of our hearts, just excuse me, just give me 1 minute. The inward eye is open then, the glories which in dreams visit the sleeper's couch in robes woven of the rainbow's beams. Here, the inward eyes can be described as the depth of our hearts, where we often see memories or visualize something, closing our other two eyes. So he says that when you are spiritually awakened, these inward eyes, are also awakened, and even if our two eyes are closed, we can still see, those memories, those beautiful hours with the depth of our hearts. And he says in this beautiful hour, magical hour, his inward eye is open, and he can see those glories. And these glories are so beautiful, so magical, that he says that they are not possible to be, experienced or seen in this real mundane life. They come to a person's dreams only. It is only possible to see them in the dreams when a person is sleeping. But he says that the effect of this soft hour is such magical and beautiful, that with his eyes open, with his inward eye, he can experience those glories, those beautiful glories, and those glories are so beautiful that it seems as if they are wearing the robes which are woven out of the rainbow's beams, as if they have those beautiful colors of the rainbow. They are so magnificent, splendor, and beautiful. So he can see those glories of the nature around him with his inward eye, with the depth of his ours. Ours. I bless my nature that I am allied to all the bliss, which other words we are told afford, but which I find in them, in this. I bless my nature that I am. Now here the word bless means to adore, to praise, or to glorify. So he says that I adore, I praise, I glorify this nature around me. I'm very blessed. I'm very privileged that I am associated. Alito here means associated. I'm associated to all this bliss, this joy and delight and pleasure that I'm experiencing in this beautiful hour, walking by the moonlight. And he says, which other worlds we are told afford, but which I find in this. So he says that this beautiful experience, the joy, the delight, the pleasure, people say that we can afford in this other worlds. Here, the other worlds means the materialistic world, the mundane world that we are living in. And people might think that we can afford this joy with money, but he says that is not true. He says it's not affordable in this materialistic world, but I can find this only in this mystic, magical, beautiful hour that I'm going through in the lap of nature. So you cannot, buy this joy or delight with money. These are something to be experienced with the depth of your heart in the, when you are in the lap of the nature, close to nature. And when you become one with the nature, you can feel the beauty of nature and you can read it, you can feel it around you. So such kind of bliss, delight, or pleasure is going through, and he is admiring, he's praising, he's glorifying, adoring this beautiful association with the nature and the beautiful experience and joy. My heart is battered when I feel that even this human heart to all around is gently bound and forms of all apart. He says, after experiencing such a beautiful, sight, such a beautiful, effect of the nature, the mystical effect of the nature around us, he says that my heart has become better, my heart has become healthier, stronger, beautiful, when I feel, when I realize that my heart is also, gently bound with the nature around me, the beautiful nature around me, and my heart is also one of the parts of this nature. I am also one of, the parts of this nature. So it's a very beautiful feeling, and my heart becomes very, light, very cheerful, very joyful, healthier, stronger. All the beautiful feelings he has had in his heart after experiencing this beautiful hour. So gently bound because it can be described as he is related to the nature, and this relation with the nature is very soft, very gentle, very beautiful. So here the poet is talking about the gentle, beautiful relation of man and the nature, and the poet is appealing to us that we should always be conscious of this relation with the nature, and we should never forget it. That cold and lifeless as they seem, the flowers, the stars, the sky, how more than common minds may deem to stir our sympathy. Now he is talking about the other beautiful imageries of the nature. He is talking about the flowers, the stars, and the sky. He is, experiencing his scene around him in that beautiful hour. He says that those flowers, the stars in the sky, they might seem cold and lifeless, and the common minds might find them very cold and lifeless, but they are not. They are not lifeless, but they are very much alive, and they are so alive that they are as if extending, their message to you, and they are so full of feelings and emotions that they can even stir or cause or provoke your sympathy for them. So you can feel for them, you can understand them, and you can get connected with the flowers, the stars in the sky. in this nature, in that beautiful hour that might seem lifeless, but they are not lifeless. They are very much alive, and you can feel them and feel the sympathy for them. So it is the last stanza. Oh, in such moments can I crush the grass beneath my feet? Oh no, the grass has then a voice, its heart, I hear it beat. So here again, the poet is saying that after experiencing the nature as alive, every part of the nature talking with him, and he can feel the emotions or the feelings every part of this nature is trying to express. He says that now when I'm walking on this grass, I have this question in my mind that should I walk on this grass and crush beneath my feet? He says, no, I can't do that because even this grass in this nature, it also has a voice. It is also alive. It also has a heart that is beating, and I can literally hear the sound of the heartbeats of the grass. And he says, I will not be able to do that. So he has become so uh, he has become one with the nature, and the whole nature has come alive, and he has become so conscious of that life in the nature that he has forgotten his worldliness, the mundane world, and he says that like even the grass, he is walking on, is alive. He can hear the voice of the grass, and the heart is beating of the grass as well. So this is a very beautiful poem where he has brought about a very lively picture of the nature. Even we also feel being one with the nature, and how we are also the part of this beautiful nature. Here, I would like to conclude with these bullet points. We would like to sum up the important ideals that have been expressed in this poem. The poem is about the poet's joyful and divine experience he comes across last night with his friends. It is about deep and profound relation of a person with nature. It is about how the heavenly experience of becoming one with the nature can provide strength and solace we desperately seek in our life when we are going through ups and downs. So it is about awakening of our soul and becoming conscious about everything in nature, being alive, and how our heart is also a part of the whole nature. This poem is a wake-up call to shake off our worldly and mundane values and to turn to the spiritual value taught by the nature. And only then we can feel that solace, that comfort, that peace after awakening spiritually, after getting back to our spiritual values through this beautiful, nature. So that is the conclusion. Uh, Thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this beautiful endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam, for your wonderful, insightful presentation, which was truly up to the mark. I hope the student would definitely benefit from today's lecture for their upcoming exam, ma'am. I extend my sincere thanks to the organizers and the coordinators of the program for their constant support and motivation to conduct the online lecture series for BA SEM 1 Compulsory English subject. I place on record to express my deep sense of gratitude to today's resource person, Dr. Megha Ramteke madam, for her scholarly presentation. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you
My
so much.
earnest thanks to our dear students for actively participating in this program and making the program successful. Tomorrow we will join in the morning at 10 a.m. Coming up with the Unit 3 section, that is Business Communication. So meet you tomorrow, students. Till then, goodbye and take care. Thank you so much, madam, for your
Thank you.
valuable contribution.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank you
much.
so much.